Welcome to Liberty Park Music. I'm Michelle Huang, your piano instructor. In this lesson, we'll look into exercises that will build your piano techniques. We'll work on strengthening the muscles that are needed to play the piano and improve your finger dexterity. First, let's review the proper hand position and the concept of arm weight that we discussed a few lessons ago. Remember at the beginning of this course, we talked about proper hand position for playing the piano. Just to review, our natural hand position looks like this. Imagine you're holding a bubble or a tennis ball. The arch under your hand is important. This allows your fingers to move freely and quickly. This is especially true for your thumb, so it can pass under the fingers or the fingers over the thumb. We also talked about playing each note with the weight of your arm behind the fingers. This will give each note more tone. Simply dropping each finger into the key with the arm support. We know that we don't play the piano with just our fingers, but with our hands and arms as well. So to strengthen our finger muscles also means to strengthen our hand and arm muscles. Here's an exercise that will help you do just that. Place your right hand fingers on C, D, E, F, G. Press all the keys down silently. Then play each finger 3 times. While one finger is playing, the others are to be kept down. Don't press the keys down too firmly. The fingers are just resting on the keys with just enough downward force to keep the keys down. Your hand, wrist, and arm should be relaxed and loose. Use your hand and arm to help your finger drop into each note. You might have noticed that when you play the 4th finger, it doesn't lift as high as the other fingers. That is normal. Just do your best to lift the 4th finger off the key and use your hand and arm to help dropping into the key. You'll probably also notice, as you do this exercise, your fingers will want to collapse from its natural position or lift involuntarily. If that happens, don't be discouraged. Just take a break and try again. Use the finger strengthening exercise we just talked about as a warm-up before each practice session. This will help you limber up your fingers before you play your pieces. The next exercise will help you move up and down the keyboard more easily. So far, the repertoire you encounter only requires you to be in one position throughout the piece. Later on, you will encounter pieces where you will need to move to different positions throughout the piece. This exercise will help you move from position to position without losing your bearings. This exercise consists of alternating melodic and harmonic interval of a 5th. We'll simply start with C position and move up to D, E, F, G in parallel motion all the way up to the next C. The rests that are circled in the score indicate that this is when your respective hand will move to the next position up, while the other hand is still holding the note. mistake is to delay the moving up until you finish counting the measure, then move. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can hear, the problem with that is the flow of the music is then interrupted because you're taking a bit of time to find your new position. Practicing this multitasking skill of moving one hand while the other is holding will help you train your hands to work independently, one without affecting the other. In this next exercise, we'll practice both moving up and down the keyboard and playing with two different articulations, which are legato and staccato. We'll play this exercise three different ways. First in legato, second in staccato, and third alternating legato and staccato. Remember, legato is to be played smoothly connected, walking on the keys without disconnecting the sound. Let's try the first way together. As you practice this exercise at home, you can continue upward until you hit the next C up. The second way is staccato. Just to review, staccato is to be played with a light bounce from your wrist, with fingers coming off the keys. Let's try the second way. The third way is to alternate these two articulations as you move to a new position. You can start with whichever articulation of your choosing. For the purpose of demonstrating, I'll start with the legato. As you work on these exercises more, you can quicken the tempo as you feel more comfortable. There are many ways you can vary the articulation exercise that we just did. One way is to repeat each five-finger pattern twice, one played by each hand. This is a little bit more difficult than the previous exercise because you do have to think about playing one hand while moving another at the same time. Practice it really slowly so you have time to process your movements. Once you master this, you can play around with the articulation, alternating between legato and staccato at will. lesson, we have learned several exercises that help you strengthening your finger muscles and build your piano techniques. You will find more of these exercises in your homework. Remember to use these exercises at the beginning of each practice session to limber up your fingers before you play your pieces. See you in your next lesson.